Oh, hi guys, and welcome to my kitchen today. I had to run to Tesco because I didn't have all the ingredients. So, let's get ourselves started, shall we? Hello and welcome to another episode. Nice early morning one. That's why, hence the do-rag, the glasses, that morning look and whatever. But today we're going to be making a tasty scrambled egg that you can make with low carbs. Hope you enjoy. So what you need today, people, are turkey bacon. You need red onion. You also need cherry tomatoes. You also need cheese. Of course you're going to need eggs. I like to use 3, but of course you can use as many as you want to. For those of you who like to eat more, I like to use white onion, have that nice combination of red and white. I also use carrots and I use sweet peppers, and that completes all of the ingredients for what you need for your scrambled egg recipe. So first things first, put your olive oil. Depending on your goals, I like to use a tablespoon of olive oil, which you just pour onto the pan like this. And we're just gonna wait for that to heat up. Okay, so while the oil is heating up, we are going to crack our eggs. You can come in nice and close so you can see the eggs being cracked. So we crack the eggs into our bowl. Boom, that's one. Sorry, I didn't crack them perfectly with the little yolk all popping out and stuff. Not really too fast, it's gonna get scrambled anyway. Look at that shell inside the egg. Great! And this is how you know this is real stuff right now. Don't know if anybody else suffers with getting eggs. This would have been the perfect cracking eggs video if I had cracked those perfectly. It just shows that, not perfect at cracking eggs, but here we go. We've got all 3 eggs in. From here, I like to whisk my stuff with a fork, but before we go into that, we're going to add a few ingredients. So I like to add some turmeric. Can you see that? And you just put a dash of turmeric in there, some hot curry powder, and we add some garlic powder. So you add a little bit of garlic powder. Boom, just a little bit of that as well. You throw in a little bit of paprika as well. Sorry if you need to see the paprika. A little bit of paprika as well. You put a little bit of that in there. And then, you come in again. Just give it a nice, gentle beat because of the ingredients. If you go crazy with the beat, you realize that you don't really get a nice seasoned scrambled egg. So you actually have to do this gently to really get all of the ingredients in there. And then as you start to get them in, then you can start to speed it up and really get them mixed up in there because it's all in. And that is your seasoned scrambled egg. Okay, so I like to also add in a nice little kick of scotch bonnet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut some of this up, as you can see. So yeah, we have the scotch bonnet, we also add it in there as well. Okay, so now that your pan is nice and heated, I like to add onions, as you can see, the turkey bacon, as you can see. I like to let the turkey bacon and the onions cook for a little bit because they cook a little bit longer. I mean, just for like a minute or so while they're cooking. Oh yeah, and the scotch bonnet, that little kick. Boom, throw it all in, nice. Now that you have that all cooking up, nice. Give it a nice little stir and a mix in the fire and the heat. Let that all cook up. Feeling like Gordon Ramsay today, peeps, in the morning. Okay, let all of your spices and your onions and your turkey bacon cook up. And leave that for just for a little bit, not too long. Make sure your heat is nice and low. You don't want to have the heat high at all on this one. Nice and low for everything. That's the good thing about turkey bacon, it cooks really quick, especially when it's chopped into small pieces like this. Then, all we're going to do is we're going to add our cherry tomatoes so we can get those juices flowing in there. And we're also going to add in the sweet peppers. Good, nice. Another ingredient I like to add to a side dish for this is avocado. Obviously I'm not going to cook the avocado, people, but if you want to add something onto the recipe as a whole, you can add in avocado as well. But yeah, you just let it cook. If you could smell this, you can really smell the flavors. Excellent. Once your things all getting nice and all the juices are starting to pour out in there, I then like to simply add in the egg, pour the egg involved, pour it all in. Excellent. And now this is the time when you throw in your cheese, because you want your cheese to melt in with it. So you add the cheese in. You also can add your carrots in now as well. This is a good time to add all these last bits of ingredients. You can throw everything in now, and then now you just start gently stirring all of it in. Add a little bit of salt. This is the time when I add my salt. A lot of people add their salt before, but I like to add mine right at the end. A couple of grinds of that, and a couple of grinds of that. You can really start to see all of that stuff coming through as well. And now you can put your side of avocado on the side of your plate, like so. I don't know anybody else, but I like to add salt to my avocado. I like to also add a little bit of pepper to my avocado, a tiny bit of lemon juice to the avocado as well. That just gives it a nice little flavour. Your eggs should be ready for you to just place onto your plate. Try to make this look as sexy and saucy as possible. Make sure you get all of those extra bits off the spoon as well. And that is a nice, simple scrambled egg recipe with a little bit of avocado on the side. Very low carbs, as you can see. The carbs in there are your cherry tomatoes, your onions, etc. And yeah, I hope for those of you who go out and try this, you find it tasty as I do, and let me know what you think down below. For those of you who attempt it, very easy recipe for you to cook. All right, so we're gonna do a nice little taste test. So make sure you blow. Ugh, I'm joking, it's actually so good. I make it all the time. But could you imagine if I made it and it was horrible? But it's good. Wow, that is a good batch. If I do say so myself. Yeah, babes. All right, so I just wanted to give you a quick update on low carbs and no carbs. So a lot of people go around with this bragging saying to me, hey Zeeks, there's no carb diet work, I have no carbs. And I'm like, why? Like, carbs are good for you if you use them sensibly. Some people can go overboard very easily with carbs, I understand that. But the key term in this video was low carb, not no carb. Because when someone comes to me and says no carbs, I'm like, so what are you having? Well, I'm having some chicken and I'm having some salad. And I'm like, so you're having carb then? And they're like, no, salad isn't a carb. So then what is it? It's salad. But what is it then? If it had to be put into a category of either protein, carb, or fats, what would it fit into? Well, it's a salad. No, it's a carb. Just a low carb, which is useful for those people who understand low carb diets, that even though you may be having salad, it's not just a little bit of handful of salad on the side. You still want to make sure that your salad is heavy and equivalent to the carbs that you need for your day. And that's why it's important to make sure that you understand low carb rather than just emptying your carbs out of your plate, because carbs are energy. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough energy. Obviously, if you're on a low carb and you're having more fruit, well, not fruit, if you're having more veg and stuff, just make sure you pile up that plate with all of that veg that is equivalent to what you would have if you was having rice or potato, whatever. You understand? But anyway, if you have more questions about this, just let me know. I just thought I'd throw that out there for those people who talk about no carbs and bragging rights and all of that stuff. For me, it's just make sure you understand your terminologies and stuff. I'm gonna go eat my breakfast, people. But before we leave, I'm gonna leave you with a quick quote. So the quote of the day is, give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And the reason why this quote goes so well with this video is simply because, it's so easy to get caught up in life with trying to get a quick fix. Whereas when you actually go out and you learn your craft and you learn what you need to do, you give yourself valuable assets that can take you forward for the rest of your life, you know? So whatever it is that you're interested in, don't just get the information given to you. Go out and do your research. Go out and make sure you make that something, a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it nice and simple for today because I'm hungry and it's early and all of that stuff. And I will see you in the next video.